So, good morning, everyone. On this very beautiful Sydney day, I will speak to you first of all, and then I'll hand over to Minister Stuart Ayres. So, Sydney's New Year's Eve celebration is one of the largest and most technologically advanced fireworks display in the world. It promotes Australia and our beautiful city on the global stage and is watched by millions across Australia and around the world. This will be Fortunato Foti 25th year of creating the world's best New Year's fireworks display on our amazing Sydney Harbour. Our celebrations will begin at 8:30 with lighting and projections on the bridge pylons. That'll be followed by a 9 p.m. Welcome to Country, which is being curated by First Nations Sydney artist Black Douglas. There'll be pylon projections of dancers, whales and eel totems. The fireworks display will be accompanied by an exclusive soundtrack and hip-hop performance, and I will receive a symbolic message stick on behalf of the people of Sydney. At 10 p.m, the harbour will be a sea of blue lights to acknowledge the work of frontline workers over the past 2 years. At midnight, fireworks will be launched from the iconic Harbour Bridge and Opera House and from barges on the harbour, accompanied by a soundtrack specially created by the Precepts. There'll be 20 minutes of fireworks that will light up the sky, split between 9 p.m. and midnight with light and pyrotechnics. Over 80,000 pyrotechnics, 25,000 shooting effects and new fireworks in the shape of whales, cubes, sunflower shells, whirlwinds and even new colour-changing fireworks. Because the surge in Omicron cases is a real concern, people should carefully consider the risks of attending events and gatherings. People should be vaccinated, use QR codes, wear a mask, practice social distancing and plan the night. If people are feeling unwell, even with mild symptoms, we're asking them to please stay at home. And all vantage points in the city and state-managed sites and parks and functions, in bars and restaurants in the CBD, require a booking. People should only come into the city if they have a ticket for a vantage point at one of our parks or public places, or a booking in a hospitality venue such as a restaurant or hotel. All city and state-owned sites are ticketed, and tickets for city-managed vantage points in our harbourside parks are free, but people have to book. They have to book a place beforehand. For those staying at home, the fireworks will air on the ABC and iView. They'll also be streamed on ABC's YouTube, Facebook and TikTok pages. The Smith family is our charity partner for 2021 and we encourage everyone to support them. And I'm now going to hand over to Minister Ayres.
Thank you, Lord Mayor. Sydney does New Year's Eve like no other city on earth, and this year it is a little bit different. This year's celebration is very much a celebration of our community's resilience. There will be less people out and around the city because people are taking personal responsibility for their own health and making those conscious decisions to stay home. But if you are travelling into the city to enjoy the wonderful celebrations, please only come to the city if you've got a ticket to one of our internal venues or one of the city or state-run parks. Also, leave the car at home and take public transport. Practice some good public health measures. Social distance where possible. Wear a mask as per the public health order, particularly when you're indoors. But where you feel it's required, don't be afraid to put your mask on. We know it makes a difference. This is also an opportunity for everyone to make sure that we support each other. We're going to celebrate the contribution of our frontline service workers with many recognitions over the course of the evening, but also on the Cahill Expressway where we've got access to frontline service workers to celebrate their wonderful contribution, not just in the last 12 months, but over the last 2 years. It's a fantastic thing that we're able to put on the fireworks celebrations and showcase to the world that Sydney and New South Wales, indeed all of Australia, is a strong and resilient community. But we want to make sure we do so in a safe way. So please follow the guidance that you have from marshals, follow the public health orders, practice good public health measures over the course of the evening, have a wonderful night, but most importantly, stay safe.
Good morning everybody, my name's Stephen Gilby. I'm the Executive Producer of Major Events and Festivals here at the City of Sydney. It's wonderful to be here today to tell you a little bit more of what we have planned for this evening. After many, many months of planning and preparation, there's just hours now to wait until we kick off Sydney New Year's Eve 2021. We've got some fantastic surprises that are set to dazzle everyone this evening, whether you're gathered at one of the vantage points around the harbour or you're watching the broadcast from home. As the Lord Mayor mentioned, we're now in the 25th year of working with Fotis International Fireworks, and the show would not be possible without the hard work they've been putting in to get everything up and running for tonight. Alongside Fotis though, there are so many stars of Sydney's creative industries who will be on show tonight. We've brought together some of Sydney's best artists and some of our best creatives for this year's show. From the soundtracks and the projections through to dancers, performers and musicians. Together they're going to deliver an absolutely magical display on Sydney Harbour that will ensure Sydney shines like never before. Behind the scenes there is so much work that goes on to make tonight happen, and we are so grateful for the terrific support we've received from our government agency partners, our contractors and our creatives. In particular as well, I need to say a big thank you to all of the staff who have worked so hard over the past year to adapt our plans and work to deliver this event in the face of such a changeable situation throughout the year. We're continuing to work with New South Wales Government and other agencies, including the Police Force, Transport for New South Wales, the Port Authority, New South Wales Ambulance and New South Wales Health to ensure a safe and successful New Year's Eve celebration. Together with New South Wales Government, we are working to make sure that we are abiding by the public health orders issued by New South Wales Health and make sure that everybody has a safe and pleasant evening. It's important to remember, if you have booked a vantage point this evening, please check the venue rules for your venue. Each venue is slightly different, and it's important to make sure that you know how to abide by the rules when you come in tonight. That wraps up everything for us today. On behalf of the City of Sydney's events team, I'd like to thank you all and wish you all a safe and happy New Year. We'll now go into all-ins if the Lord Mayor and Minister Ayres would like to join me. Thank you.
Question for Stephen, actually.
Yes.
Can you just give us a rundown in terms of the number of tickets that have been booked for the City of Sydney's site, whether they've been cancellations?
Sorry.
I can actually answer that one.
Oh,
Yes.
Yes, 17,000 have been booked in the city sites.
How does that compare to last year's numbers?
Well, we didn't do it last year.
Yeah, sorry, year before.
Year before. Stephen?
We haven't. It's the first year that we've actually introduced ticketing on any of our sites, so we don't really have anything to compare with. But we're very happy. We've managed to book out 5 of our 6 sites across the city.
Where are there still tickets available?
There's still tickets available at Bicentennial Park in Glebe. But there are also a lot of other vantage points across the city. You can find details on all of the vantage sites at sydneynewyearseve.com.
Have you had many people cancelling their bookings?
There have been some. I couldn't give you numbers on that. There have been some, but there are people who are booking those tickets if they're cancelled. So they're very popular, and we hope that everybody has a safe and enjoyable evening this evening.
And that the recognition for the frontline workers, when was that decided, and I guess why is that important?
So that's really for the Minister.
The recognition of frontline service workers has been part of our planning for New Year's Eve for many months. We've often used the Cahill Expressway as a wonderful staging location and an opportunity to say thank you. I think that's particularly important in this year. We know as Omicron is moving around our community and will for the foreseeable future, that frontline service workers will be so absolutely critical to our public response. This is an opportunity for us to say thank you to their wonderful work over the last 12 months.
Minister, and obviously we understand there's just because of pandemic issues, international tourism and all over the capital city to enjoy fantastic and fireworks and online service being provided. Do you have an extra than the other years? Because I have more online service people. Is that right?
Well, I would encourage anyone who can't make it into the city to watch the New Year's Eve fireworks either through an online broadcast or on the TV. We do really kick off the world when it comes to the New Year's celebrations. We'd love to see our international travellers coming back into Sydney as soon as possible when it's safe to do so. This is really a welcome message to the world, but as I said earlier, it's also a celebration of our country's resilience and our community's commitment to strong public health and safety.
Minister, we've obviously got lots of people out of action due to COVID at the moment, but we've got, celebrations tonight, a full calendar of events for Sydney over summer. Is anyone going to be able to go to any of these events, and if Sydney is not back, something's going to be a massive result?
Look, I think first of all, I think it's fantastic for the New South Wales Government and the City of Sydney to be able to work so closely together to put on a COVID-safe New Year's Eve, whether it's our New South Wales Police Force, Transport for New South Wales Health, the Department and Premier and Cabinet. It's been such a close working team between the City, many other local governments and the New South Wales Government. We know many people won't come into the City this year because they are making a conscious decision to put their health first. That's exactly what we've encouraged people to do. We've also put on a strong events program over the course of January. The Elevate Festival on the Cahill Expressway will operate for another 5 days after New Year's Eve. It's a wonderful opportunity to come into the city. It's outdoor settings. It's the setting that we know New South Wales Health is recommending that people stay in. So we're trying to set up events that people can come to confidently. But we've always said, as you make those decisions, if you've got any symptoms, please stay at home. We prefer if people were fully vaccinated before they come to events. Exercise some personal responsibility about the decisions that you're making. Follow those guidance from public health, like social distancing. These are all of the things that have held our city in great stead. They're all of the reasons why our hospitalisation and ICU rates are lower, even as infection rates are going higher with this new Omicron variant. We've just got to make sure we have to live with this. So keeping 2022 open, staying calm, staying positive. We've got a really strong program in place. It's well supported by government. It's well supported by the city as well.
Can I just add to that too? And it's really important. We've got the Festival of Sydney coming up too, because our creatives, our performers, just everything stopped for them last year when the pandemic hit, and they're getting work through New Year's Eve and they're getting work through the festival, and that is really, really important. And also, people need joy in their life. We've gone through 2 hard years, and so if we can do it all safely and celebrate our city, celebrate our community, celebrate our performers, that is really, really important. So I didn't quite catch your question. You're saying, how does Sydney compare with other cities around the world?
No, I was saying lots of cities have had to cancel their New
Yes,
Year's Eve
yes,
fireworks.
yes.
How important is that being the message that the city of Sydney is spreading around the world?
Well, we've always started New Year's Eve fireworks, and our fireworks puts Sydney and Australia on the map. And when I travel to international cities, people know Sydney because of our fantastic fireworks. And if people feel as though they can't come in, they'll still be able to watch the fireworks on the ABC and stream it. So for those people who can come in and feel they can do it safely, we're providing those sites where they are booking for them to do that. And then for those people who have decided to stay at home, they'll still see glorious presentation from the Foti family and from the 9 p.m. First Nations ceremony. It should be really quite beautiful. And of course, it's our wonderful harbour. It's unique in the world, and our wonderful Opera House and our wonderful Harbour Bridge. The canvas is amazing. And so whether people see it live or see it on television, I think will bring joy to a lot of people, and I think that's really important.
Got a couple of questions that Channel 9 have sent in. They're not
Yes.
here. Lord Mayor, Ailey Walsh is asking, how would you describe the atmosphere across the city? How would you describe that?
Now, so the question is, how would I describe the atmosphere across the city? Well, I think I'd have to say it's still subdued, but wait till 7 p.m. because our booking sites don't open till then. and I think we should see a change. It's unlike other New Year's Eves. At this time, usually we see all those multicultural families coming down, with their little ones, and they set up for the whole day, and it's a real celebration of who we are. But it's different this year. The pandemic makes everything different, but we're doing our best to make sure we still have, a celebration of our city and our city community.
She's also asking, a lot of people are choosing to stay home. What impact do you think that'll have on businesses?
Well, tonight's very, very important to our businesses. They have had a terrific hit. As I said earlier, our cultural community performers have had a terrific hit. I think our hospitality sector is really counting on tonight, and I think they'll already know how they're going to go because people have had to book to come in, and I hope a lot of people have booked and will come in safely, and that will give a real fillip to those businesses at the start of a new year.
One final one, your wish for 2022?
I think there's a global wish for 2022, and that's the end of the pandemic. Minister?
Same.
Anything else? Thanks very much.
Thank you.
Minister.
Yeah, excuse me.